if you could talk to me about the core values that that brings you to where you are right now.
Well, again, it's the person and the community. One of my great philosophical heroes is a fellow, Jacques Maritain, who actually helped to draft the United Nations Declaration on Universal Human Rights. And he wrote a great deal on the person in the community. And he has a little classic book called just that, Person in the Community. And he draws on the thought fundamentally of St. Thomas Aquinas and Aquinas's philosophical structure, not as content so much, but as structure as Aristotelian. And so what I want to do is say, look, everyone's life matters and people matter. And why do people matter? Why do people matter? And if people matter, what do they need to flourish? They need an authentic community. And we are so far from that, in perhaps not right away, but I'd say halfway into any discussion. I want to say, look, in California, what do we say to the elderly and the isolated? We say, we'll prescribe something so that you can take your life. That's what we say. And what do we say to the preborn? We say, you simply don't count. You don't count at all. And what's our education all about? Well, our education really, more and more, is all about, you got to get a job, and you got to get a job in the science tech sector. And that really is a fine thing to do, but it's something that's terribly narrowing if it doesn't take into account everything else needs to be taken into account. And you want an example of that? University of California, Berkeley, Lawrence Livermore Experimental Station. What did they experiment on? What did they work on? Nuclear weapons. So we have as the apex of our educational system, the crown jewel. We have the capacity to keep the world safe by using nuclear terrorism. And I want to have these issues come together, because they do come together. And one of the things that I notice in the discussions of homelessness is nobody in any depth talks about why there are so incredibly many deeply mentally disturbed people. Nobody in depth talks about why is it that so many people, whether they're mentally disturbed or not, are addicted to meth. Why are we so prone to addiction? That doesn't have to be. That doesn't have to be.